Welcome to our first seminar on guidelines for winning NSFC funding project. I am Dr. Asif Ali and I am doing my second postdoc from Sichuan Agriculture University, and I am also working as young talent researcher and plantee fellow for American Society of Plant Biologists. So for today's seminar, our session will cover the following topics. So first one, we will talk about important dates for NSFC application 2024. Then I will talk about website login and application process. And then we will talk about how to plan budget. Then we will talk about tips for solid proposal writing. Then we will talk about template sharing and question and answer session. So for our today session, our guest speaker is Dr. Muhammad Qasim Shahid, and he is associate professor in South China Agriculture University, and he is NSFC mega project winner in 2023. He won 800,000 project, and I will be moderating this seminar. And here is display overview of survey of participants, and among them 71% have not previously applied for any NSFC funding, and among them 28% has already applied for any type of NSFC funding. So among them, most of the people are from Pakistan, so and there are more than 2% from Bangladesh and Ghana, and Morocco, India and Egypt more than 1%, and Kenya and Ethiopia more than 1%, and Turkey and others are less than 1%. So as most of the people belongs to Pakistan, so although they are Urdu speakers, so but we will be using English as our medium for today's seminar. And here are important dates for 2024 application. As you know, NSFC website is already open since January 15, and you can now log in, and there would be centralized reception beginning, and every university will announce on March 1st. So then centralized reception will begin on March 1st, and there would be end of NSFC submission in website portal on March 20. So sometime in between, some universities may give you date like the March 15 to finalize your NSFC proposals, because sometimes the universities have their local scrutiny. So in the follow on, I will show you that how we can create login on website and how we can submit application. And meanwhile, if you have your question, you can post in the chat option. So let me show you that how we can create login on NSFC website. So first of all, here is how to sign up. So as this website was in Chinese, so you cannot directly create sign up by your own. So you need to send your passport number and name to your HR international office, and they will send your passport and this information to Science and Technology department, and they will create a login for you. So once you have created your login, so you can use this website to log in. And don't worry, I will give you this file, and I will attach its link in video description, so you can go to the Google Drive and download this file, and you can use if needed. So once your account is created, so you can use your email, and usually the password is your passport number. So then you can create login. So once you have logged in, so there would be a window, and as here you can see there are 4 tabs. So one is the basic information, next is the academic page and scientific achievements and research resume. In the basic information, you need to just fill in your basic information like your university, your gender, and your major. And the academic page, you need to enter your academic profile and research profile, like your research experience, your bachelor degree, master degree, and PhD degree. And the scientific achievements, you need to write your patents or research publication. And research resume, you need to upload your at least 5 research article to the online system, which will be at the end will be automatically integrated into your project. And then once you have finished all this basic requirements, so then you can submit an RFS application. And here you can see to start an RFIS application, you can click on this one. So once you will click on this, so there would be a new window. Here you can see you can start RFIS application, and here are those tabs which if you have already won, so then you can manage and submit your reports using this option. But if you are applying for new, so you can click on this RFIS application. So once you will click on this, so a new tab will open, and here you can see here is the option to submit new proposal. And once you will click on this, so there would be 3 options like RFIS1, and this is RFIS2 and RFIS3. And as we belong to plant sciences, so you need to select application for scientific departments, like we are dealing with like molecular biology or plant sciences. So when you will be submitting your information at this academic page, so you will select your major, and there would be categories A, B, C, D, and you can select according to your own. So and as we are dealing with plant sciences, so our category is C. So among most of us will be application for scientific departments on this. So once you will click on this, so a new tab will open. Here you can see here we have 5 tabs for research fund for international scientists. And here you can see we have 5 tabs, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The first one is the proposal table, and here you can see you can select your host institution. Like for mine it is Sichuan Agriculture University, and then you can select your department, project title. Professor Qasim Saab will later on give detail about how to make good title. And then you can choose start and ending date, then you can choose application date, so it will be automatically created by the system. Then you can paste your keywords, and here you can paste your abstract. Then next tab is journal information. You can choose your current employer and current academic title. So and you can also upload your CV if needed. And then one thing important to note that you have to fill all of these proposal file or your resume in WPS Office, because in the NSFC website MS Word files will not be uploaded and will not be opened. So I will recommend you to create a proposal in WPS Office and then upload that template. So this template will also be shared by Professor Qasim later on in the seminar. So then you can upload that 18-page Word template into this. After this, you can fill in the next tab, that is budget planning. And here you can see budget planning has 3 important parts. One is the direct cost, one is funds from other resources, and next is the total. So you need to just sum up these two into 20. Like if you are applying for RFIS1, so the direct cost should be 21. So the equipment cost, I would recommend you if you are applying for RFIS1. So the equipment is usually not recommended to buy in RFIS1. So you can paste here only 01 and 01 here. And then the experimental cost, so all of the cost will be like the 80% of the cost. Like if you are applying for 21, so here would be 18, and allowance would be around 10%, that would be around 21 here and 18 there. So later on Professor Qasim will show you how to arrange this experimental and operating expenses and how to arrange these allowances, and funds from other sources should be 0. And that's it. After you have justified your budget, you need to upload 1.5 page of almost 1.5 page would be enough, or 2 pages are also enough. So you can upload that justification, that how you will, like if you are writing 18.1 for experimental and operating expenses, so how you will divide those expenses. So you will need to upload that justification here. And later on is the last attachment, which is this. In the attachment you need to add attachment, which is usually this file you can upload in the system. This file can be downloaded and can be signed from your university HR, and later on you can upload this file as an attachment. And with this our application is okay. So I will now hand it over to Professor Qasim Shahid to talk about more about RFIS and NSFC funding proposal. It's over to you, Qasim Saab.
Okay, my name is Qasim, as Dr. Asif has introduced me. I am working at South China Agricultural University as an associate professor. I will talk about the research proposal writing for NSFC, as Dr. Asif has explained in detail that how you can make an account and how you can write a research proposal. So I will focus on the scientific contents for NSFC writing. First of all, whenever we make any research project or write a research article, our idea should be novel or unique. So first of all, we need to find an attractive idea that we can properly explain, and that idea, especially for the project, it should be related to your previous research background. That's the most important aspect. Whenever you make any research proposal, that if it's different from your previous research background, then it's difficult to be successful for a project. So you must focus, or you must relate your current research proposal with your previous research background. If it's difficult to manage, but somehow you must try to relate it with your previous research background. And then what's the problem you are going to solve? You must be clear about that. You must clearly explain this, so you can clearly give a definition of your idea and make a connection step by step. Like here are the two examples. First of all, like I am working on the rice and the polypler rice. So I know that in my research area about the polypler rice, that the low fertility is the main issue. This one. So I will focus on that one. So now it depends that I want to work on this, that how we can overcome or what are the reasons behind this low fertility. So I will focus on that one. If you are working related to the environment stress or the biotic or abiotic stress, like the heavy metals, so you know that like the cadmium, arsenic, or lead, these are the heavy metals that cause a severe yield loss or the problems to the plants. So you can focus on your that aspect. Like here in this one, I mentioned about the cadmium stress. So you need to make sure about your area, whatever you are making. Be clear about that problem and what you think the best way to solve it. Next, how to move this, is about the research title. Okay, about the research title, whenever a reviewer have your research project, the first thing is your research title. If you see in the NSFC, this is the final file that I submitted last year. No, sorry, this one is in 19. So you can see the first of all here, this is the type, what type you are applying, and then the most important thing of your name is your research title. That this is the first impression. Your title have the first impression on the review. So you must focus to try to make a good title related to your research. The project title plays a crucial role in conveying your purpose or your importance of the research project. The title of the project should be concise, that the reviewer must can get the proper knowledge that what you want to say in your title, and then write in the basic terms. Don't try to be too passionate or too overrated for the title. Keep title simple is the most important thing, and write it in a comprehensive words. If there is a word count limit for your research project, so you need to be focused on that. For NSFC project, it's okay, no problem. You can maybe even can write it 2 lines, 3 lines research project. In my personal opinion, I will focus on. I would prefer a research project for 1 to 2 lines. Next, I will share. So I would prefer a project title for 1 to 2 lines. Like these are the examples, successful examples. Last year, I applied this project. You can see the title is very simple. Like I want to focus on the mechanism for the fertility related and with another gene. I write it in a simple word. And this is another successful example of my friend. It's almost 3 lines. Focus on the cadmium stress. If you see here, like these type of research titles are not suitable for the research project. Like if you want to say from gene to fertility, like something like these type of titles are more suitable for a research article compared to a research project. For a project, you try to be simple. These are my research title as for I have won 3 different research projects from NSFC. This is the first one in 19 and 20. Here you can see I focus on the heterosis, tetraparise, and the double neural gene. These are the 3 important aspects in my first project. The second one again is for the international young scientist. If you see these two have the relation with each other, are nearly the same, and this one relevant to my research background. Again, I work make on a tetraparise that make a comparative study, and it also related to the fertility. And then the gene is in 21, 22, and in 23 I make this project. But okay, this project is the second category. As you know, RFIS has 3 different levels. These two are the first one, and this is the second level. Excellent young scientist. For this type of project, you also need to have a defense for this type of project. In this one, 3 reviewers evaluate your research project, 3 reviewers. Whereas in this type, the second type, 5 reviewers. After the evaluation from the 5 different reviewers, you must defend your project. In 22, I failed in my defense because I don't have the idea that how you can defend. There were some issues, but last year I was successful. And you can see that here again, this is the continuity of the research. Again, I focus on the fertility. This is the new gene and the tetraparise. This is all about the title, that how, what about your title? You can see all are simple and 1 to 2 lines, not too long or not too short. The next is about the abstract. If you see here the project file, okay, this one is these 2 different files that I submitted. This one is the recent one, 24-25. That one was 19-20. First of all, the title reviewer can see. After that is your abstract. So in abstract, you must focus all 3 different aspects. What are those aspects? Your abstract must provide the reviewer with an overview of your whole study, that what you want to say in or what you want to do. The abstract objectives is to describe every important aspect of the project in detail. First of all, you can mention about its background or the just like the introduction we mention in our research articles. So you can define your problem. You can mention that how you can overcome that issue. Like for my project, okay, the problem was the low C set. Or you can say, like, if you're working about the matter stress, you can say the cadmium stress is the main issue, whatever uh, you have the project. So first of all, you need to find that problem, or you need to define what's the problem, and then how you can overcome. In this part, you can also cite the references, okay, and the more important is that if you have your own research articles related to your research product, then you must define here, you must mention them. Then and your objective, what are your objective? At the end of the abstract, you can mention your the purpose of your study, and then methods, what method you going to explain. Method you need to explain here shortly, because for NSFC project, 300 to 400 words limit. So you can make a long abstract, but you must focus all these three things here. Sorry, in abstract, we don't use reference. No need to use reference, but you can give, just mention the sentence about your research. Here, the next session is about the budget justification. If you see here in the project after abstract, the next one is the budget. This is very vital for your project. Is now it's very simple than before. Here is the direct cost. So if you are going to, for the first one, for 1 year is 200,000, for 2 year is 400,000. Here we mostly don't fix it for the equipment. We don't buy any equipment. Only two here, the main. One is experiment cost. Second is the allowance. Allowance mean like the publication cost. If you have any other, if you have some master students or doctor degree student, if you want to pay to them, so you can mention here in these two categories. Here you can see I have mentioned that no direct cost. Try to avoid of the direct cost. We no need to buy any equipment. And then budget justification. First of all, for the equipments, you can focus these two things. Like if you want to buy any kits or the chemicals for the PCR or the qPCR, or if you want to going to focus on the sequencing, so you can mention here about that cost. But you must make sure about the cost. And then if you want to attend any international conference or the local conference, or the publication fees, or the for the students, or the labor cost. Like if you are have the work on the farm, so maybe you also hire some labor. So you can mention the cost here in this session. In the budget justification, here I can show you the example of my project. Okay, direct cost, I keep zero. No direct cost. I didn't buy any equipment. The second one was the experimental and operating cost. I nearly keep it 600,000. So all is about like I focus on the sequencing, like the transmission electron microscopy, or the whole amount used in microscopy. Or if you want to do the qPCR, you want to do the kits, you must mention all. It all depends on your experiment nature. So whatever you need to buy, you need to mention here, and you also need to make sure about it cost. Like here, I use the different molecular biology techniques, so I have fixed it according to that one, the cost. And then I work on the field rice. So we also plant. So we hire some labor. I also have mentioned some amount like 1.5, 15,000 for that one. And it's about the analysis cost. Like if you are going to do any sequencing, any primer synthesis, or the transgenic experiments, so you can focus on that one. You must mention the cost based on that one, based on the reality. Not like if we mentioned that if sequencing cost is 10,000, you mention maybe 40,000, or if it's 10,000, you mention 5,000. is not good because most of the reviews in China, they know about this. Then allows the second part of your budget justification. Here, like first of all about the conference cost, if you want to attend conference by yourself or you also want to take your student, so you can increase based on that one. If it's local or international, doesn't matter, but you can fix any cost based on that one, like 30,000, 40,000, 20,000 is okay. And then it's for the, if you want to invite any international scientist, you can also can invite. And then it's for the local traveling, like sometime we also travel within China, so you can mention the cost for that. And it's about the publications. The publication cost, like we know, is all very expensive if you go publish in a paid journal. So you can mention based on that. You mentioned because in your project you also mentioned that like you will publish maybe two articles, SEA, two SEA articles, one SEA or three articles. It depends on you how many you can publish, or maybe you also can mention that cost based on that your actual cost. Then it's about the labor cost. Labor costs actually mean the students. Like I have my students every month, I pay them. So I make it like 70,000. I increase that one. So if you have your own students, you can mention it high. But if you don't have the students, so no need to mention it too high. Like maybe 10,000, 5,000 is okay as a labor cost. This is for the daily wages paid, like if you have the transplant the rice or maybe hire some daily wage labor, so you can mention that. So like sometime we hire some students, we pay them money to work for you, like maybe they can help you in harvesting or collection the data or phenotypic analysis, something like that. So you can mention that pay here and pay them. And at the end this project was 800,000, and this is about the 10, the unit is 10,000, so that's why I mentioned like 1.5, 0.4. So the main two is almost 60,000, and the second part is 20,000, so it's 800,000 the total cost of the project. Okay, after the budget project, first of all these are the three different, like first title, then abstract. After abstract, we have the budget justification. After budget justification, you have the main file. This is your main research proposal. And this year is also 18 pages. Like you can see, this is the recent file for this year. It's 18 pages for all categories, one, two, three. In this one file, in 18 pages, no, don't change this one. You just can paste here. Like first of all, project summary, and then describe your project, research approach. I will discuss these five one by one. First of all is the project summary. In the project summary, you need to mention like the significance of your research, innovation, or the scientific value of your proposed study. So in the project summary, first of all, you explain about the research background of your idea, just like a introduction of your like research article. But here you must explain it, must be relevant to your research project, that background. If you are working on the rice, you can mention about the rice, and then what aspect you are investigating, you can mention here the brief story of your proposed innovative research item. Research progress, scientific problem, innovative idea. We must explain here in the summary, like what are the available strategies. So if you have any project, like I work on the low seed set, okay, so I mention what the scientists are doing to overcome this, to how to solve this. So you can be relevant to your research project, and then mention what are the available techniques they are tackling to that issue, and then what are the limitations in that techniques. Limitations are drawbacks, This point is also very important because when you mention these two things, the limitations or drawback of the available techniques, then you can tell about your project, that how you can overcome that one, or what is the new thing in your project. Define and write about the scientific problem of the proposed idea. And then this is about the objectives or the innovative idea of your project. Next, here you cite the literature in the introduction section. So this literature, if you have your own article, this is the best thing. Cite your own literature. Define that problem. We are in China, so we need to focus on the China and rest of the world about that issue. And then if you can make a mechanism figure, this is the best thing. That here in that project summary section, if you have any mechanism or model or the scheme, you can mention here. And then you must be logically proof and support your novel idea through published literature, because our focus is to convince the review, and we must be logical, concise, and practical. Here, research pro. This is the first thing about the project summary. You even can highlight if you want. Here is the references. Like here, I have used several publications of my own. Like here, this one. This is also of my lab, my research. So you must try to cite your own. These all my publications. They are all this. So you need to cite your the literature if you have published your own article. So focus on that one. As of course we can use, we must use also other. But if you have your own, that have the impact on the review. After a project summary, we move to the next one. The second part of that, first is the summary. Second one is the description or the objectives are the key scientific questions that you want to solve in your research project. Here, you first of all, you define your project briefly, then add a figure. If you have any figure related to your project, if you can add, and then objective. Okay, here objective you need to explain in detail because this is a separate section. You can mention like three, four, five. It depends on the nature of your project. So try to divide them into different points. If you can make three, four, five, that's good. And then again, what key problem you will be solve? Like the mitigation of cadmium you want to solve, or you want to like I want to focus on the low seed set. Okay, so I will focus on that one. Here, the key scientific problem to be solved. This section, project description, objectives, and the key scientific problem. These are the three different aspects, yeah, that you need to explain here in detail. Like here objectives, I for my research project I make three. Then the key issue, what are the key issue to your key problem you want to solve? And then it is the next one about the methodology. Okay, the second aspect is the about the objective, and third one is about the methodology. What approach you are going to use? Research approach and methodology and feasibility analysis. These are the three different aspects in this one. In methodology, you can divide your method section into different subsections. Again, it depends on the nature of your project. And then the best thing that you add a flowchart about your research project. Here in this section, you can mention your own published article if you have any related methodology of your research project. In this example, you can see here, I have added this flowchart. Okay, you can see it carefully. Okay, I divided into three different, like this work I have done about this is the methodology or the scheme of my project. This I am doing at that time when I submit. And this is the main that I will do through the funding of this project. We cannot say that we have done too much work, like 70%, 80%. If you done, then the question why you need this funding. So you need to mention like maybe 20%, 30% the work you have done related to that project. And then currently you are also doing the work related to your project. And in the future you will do. Like these are all the expensive techniques. So I mentioned this, the 800,000 project, focus on this. That in the future I will do or I am doing this type of work. So if you can make a flow chart or can add a scheme in your plan, that's the best thing. Feasibility analysis is always important because you need to mention to the review that you can successfully complete your project. That is another important aspect. That to check the feasibility of an idea is the basic requirement of a research project. You need to show here that you have the abilities, that you have the techniques to complete this project successfully within the specified time. Like if you mention 1 year, so you need to focus your methodology for 1 year. And then again then the lab facility, what type of lab you have, what type of instrument you have, you can mention here in your project. Research experience, in this section you can mention that previously you have done during your PhD or you during your postdoc, you have the experience of this type of topic or what is your current project. And then you have some results, like 20 to 30% results you already have done related to that project. And then mention about the facilities in your lab. This is the main also one of the important aspect, that is focus on your current lab facilities. Or if you are going to collaborate with any other group, you can mention here. After the feasibility analysis, research approach, methodology, and feasibility. And then the next two is about the innovation of your project and then the annual research plan. These two, the last for your main research proposal. Here you need to mention your innovative points of your project, like what will be new in this project, like if you have any unique research material, any different research technique. And then is any other thing that related to your previous research area, you must mention here in this aspect. The final the last is about your annual research plan. If it's for 1 year, you can mention like it for every 2 months, 3 months, like this what you are going to do. Like the first maybe you do the cytological observation, or you are going to plant your plant in the field. After that you collect the sample, then send for sequencing, analyze your data, something like this. So you can mention like this step by step. And then in this section you also need to mention what are your expected results, what you can get in your future. Like how many like can you get any patent from your research project, or how many publication, one, two, three. SCA, try to focus on SCA, like I can publish one SCA, two SCA, three SCA. And then how many students will work with you. Can any if it's 1 year, maybe no need to mention the graduation, but you can mention that maybe two students or three students will work with you. So in summary, are about the okay, conclusion. Features are the innovation of your project. This one also you need to mention like here in the points. Like if you have the your idea is innovative, you have the unique material, or you have any layout, or your methodology is different. This is about the annual research plan. Here you can focus on year by year in different points. and your expected results. Try to be different than the objective, but mean in writing. Expected result, you can mention students, your the publications. Here you can add the work you have done related to the project. The last one. Okay, in summary about the project, first of all, the title. You must focus on your title that it is a novel. Then you need to be focused that this one related to your previous research experience. And then you have some results. You have done some of the experiments related to your project. And then research facilities are also very important because if you are going to make a research project but you have the facility, don't have the facility, then you can't successfully complete your project. And then the published article, you must mention the publication you have published and also related to your this project. Key points based on my experience, okay, after also discussing with Dr. Asif, because Dr. Asif also have got the funding last year, that three things are important to get any project approval. First of all, the budget planning. Your budget must be realistic, like based on the current rates of the company, and then the research progress. It's again, I have mentioned several times during this PPT, during this talk, that your research project must be relevant to your ongoing research. And like maybe 20%, 30% work you already have done and later to your particle, and then relevant publications. This is also important aspect. You can upload the publications. You can mention your publications at the end, uh, like after the feasibility analysis or ongoing research project. You also can mention your own publication related to that project. You can add there. No problem for that. Thanks for your attention. And now we can discuss. Over to Dr. As.
Thank you so much, Kasim Saab, for this wonderful piece of information. Yeah, I hope these all things would be very helpful for a new one and who are already in try to get. So we can take few more questions and few I have already received in my chat box. Yeah, Kasim sir, one of the reception want to see more about feasibility analysis in your project file. So can you please discuss more about feasibility analysis and can you show him in your approved research project that what we need to write in feasibility analysis?
Wait, let me find. Okay, this is the research plan and the feasibility analysis. This is the different project. Okay, if you okay, you can see here. Okay, I make a proper layout for that one. That how I will do this project because research feasibility include all. That mean you need to convince the review that you can successfully complete your project. You have the research facilities, you have the experience, related experience to that project, so that review know that you can successfully complete your project. So here, first of all, I mentioned the layout, then I mention how I will do this research plan, step by step. Different than methodology. In methodology, you mention all the method, how you will complete that project. But here in this part, you must focus that your main aim to convince the reviewer that you can complete this project. So you only mention those important points here that you can complete your project. You have the all the necessary material or the techniques. You have the experience. Later here you can see the contents and the methodology related to that one that I have the experience related to that project. You must convince here. Like if I talking about I will do the sequencing, okay? So I need to show them that I know about that one, how I can analyze, or I have some publications related to that one. This all in detail.
Yeah, so we should cover research feasibility analysis. You mean in 2 to 3 pages would be enough for like
Yeah,
RFIS
yes,
one
yes,
project?
yes. It's an
Okay.
because now actually 2 3 years ago it was limited to 6 pages. Now
Oh,
18 pages. So 18 pages is much more. You can mention as much as you want.
okay.
Okay, here you also can see here I mentioned my publication related to the project. In that
Okay.
feasibility analysis to convince the review that I can complete this project.
Oh,
I show you two different projects. Okay, this is the latest one. Before I
okay.
show that here, you can see that my material is ready. I have the techniques to do that project. I
Uh-huh.
have the research background. Again, I meant that I have the research background that I can complete the project. And then the next about the is innovation plan, and then about my related only related publication here. One, two, three. Which one you have? You can explain here.
Okay. So we have a few more questions. So among them, we can, yeah, can we include some other researcher as participants?
No, there is no option to add any other participant. You can mention in your project that you have a collaboration with some
Okay.
professor, but
Mhm.
cannot add them as a participant because there is no option for this RFIS. If you are going to apply for an NSFC, any other type of project, you can add maybe
Mhm.
like up to 10 members, you can 10 participants, like your students, your colleagues, you can mention. But RFIS, we don't have any option to add a collaborator.
Okay. So, what you mean? I mean, like for RFIS 1, so we are still able to mention collaborator even in RFIS 1, or is it would be different for RFIS 2 or 3?
No, like actually adding a name, like
Mm,
you specifically mention in you, there is a specific column
mm-mm,
for other NSFC project that you can add their name, their ID, okay, as a participant. But in RFIS, we don't have any option like this. You
uh-huh.
just can mention in your feasibility analysis, like in your experiment methodology, that you will collaborate with a professor, okay, and you will work together. Just something like this. Cannot add them as a participant because
Mm,
this project is only for you need to mention that you can complete it by yourself, but if you need like some technique, some methodology, some instrument from other lab, or you need the collaboration, some you can mention you will collaborate with that one, but not as a participant.
So, thank you so much. Next, we have another question: how computer graduates can set budget as we don't have lab-based experiment, so everything is computer-based.
Then maybe you can in maybe buy some type of softwares, some other things for the paid or increase the labor cost or the publication cost, you can adjust something like this. Because for maybe you also can mention yeah, better to mention some type of software because you don't have any chemicals. Like
Uh-huh.
for us, like we related to the plant discipline, we have many chemicals, many kits to buy, so we have a lot of things to mention. For you, maybe you focus on your software or something related to
Yeah,
that, which you can.
might be his supervisor can give him some good ways to adjust budget and
Yeah,
funding.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
hey,
can discuss with your supervisor. Of course, he should have many projects, so he can guide you well about that one.
okay, next, yeah, here are few participants which are asking for this. this file of project. Can you? Yeah, they want to get this project file.
Sorry, I cannot share the recent one because the recent one my project just started from this month. It will complete in 25, so 2 years. But I can share some template for you, the old file, the old one, the previous project, previous two projects. I can maybe share one of them, but I cannot share the recent one.
Yeah, I mean, it is very difficult, like because still the project is going on, so we cannot give the complete file because this is like still unfinished. So how we can? Next is we have another question. Dear sir, if a person win a project like RFIS type 1, but she do accept this funding as then she can apply again for RFIS type 1 or should apply for RFIS type 2. Applicant has also I cannot understand his question well. Yeah. So I next question, do we can apply for funding for up to 3 years for any project?
No, this one only limited for 2 years. Then
Uh,
you can apply not RFIS, the NSFC project, the open, just like other Chinese, not RFIS. RFIS limited to 1 or 2 years.
okay. Next is yeah. Is the nature work affect project approval like such as Chinese like molecular work if we have more physiological and omics based work? So background is this will affect the chances of approval. Yeah, this is good question because most of the Chinese like um, molecular nature of work. So do you think the nature of the project also matters?
Maybe somehow it matter, but in Chinese there is also a great variation. Most of the Chinese they prefer molecular work, but some are still working like the traditional way, like the physiological work or some other omics type of work.
Yeah. Yeah, another question we have from Dr. Ahmad Hassan, can we add foreign experts like assistant professor from USA? Like, yeah, as Professor Kasim has already mentioned, yes, you can mention them as collaborator.
Yeah.
And
As a
next,
collaborator, we can add
yeah,
them.
as
Even
as
you
a
can also add the funding for them. Like
yeah,
maybe you can fix the budget for them to invite them. Is okay, but cannot add them as a participant.
yeah. Next, we have question from Mohsin. Can we get the PPT and video after? Yeah, I will upload this video on my channel. You can just simply search on YouTube Dr. Asif Molecular Biology. So hopefully, the latest video would be this one. So, and I will also request others who have just recorded this video, please do not share this video to on your personal channel. Please send it to me first. And then we have another question. Yeah, we have just 5 minutes more to take few more questions. What are the options of available project other than NSFC? And can Sir Kasim, can you explain the system of evaluation?
No, evaluation system is same for all the project. Even you apply local funding, like here we apply Guangzhou, Guangdong funding, like some other NSFC project or the postdoc funding, the evaluation system is the same. They send to the review, but it depends. Maybe like 3 reviews, 4 reviews, 2 reviews. It depends. But the system is the same. But other projects you mostly write in Chinese, not in English for the local funding. Like here in for Guangzhou, Guangdong, we write only in Chinese, not in English.
Mm. Okay, so we have another question like publications which are in progress. Can we mention them with the title?
Yeah, you can mention them under review or something like this to show your research background or research progress.
Next, yeah, this is the same question which have I already done. Yeah, some people are asking that what are your experience about yeah. I think so. The good experience can be like get from those who have rejected their projects. So I can share one file. You can see we have got already this one. This screen, my
No,
Excel file is
my,
visible to
my
everyone.
my project also rejected in 22,
Yeah.
the first time.
So here we got
But
some
that
experience.
one that one during defense, not
Oh,
during evaluation.
yeah. So here is some survey results. Though for those whose project was not approved, they said it's all about luck. They said funding opportunities for foreign researchers need to be expanded, and someone just said, yeah, strong proposal is the key, and strong 5Q1 paper and strong professor matters. And here is one suggestion for 2024, like applicant must have good research article on the topic and involve the group leader. Yeah, and he is also suggesting more numbers of foreign must be approved. And yeah, there be some guidelines and tutorial for foreign members for funding applications. Yeah, at least we did the first try. They can watch this video and yeah, they can keep on applying. Yeah. Next one is saying, yeah, praying you have a good luck. Nothing is based on the quality of projects. I don't think so. Yeah, cannot say much luck by chance and announce. Yeah, try again best. Yeah, we have another few more question if we have time. Yeah, do you have we have Word template for 2024? Yeah, this template for every year is almost the same, so we will share its download link in the video description so you can get the Word template from that one.
No, I
So
have shown during my PPT. My all PPT focus on the current one.
yeah, they are asking for Word template. And
Yeah.
next question is, can we use the same NSFC proposal for other funding like postdoctoral funding or other fundings? Yeah, this is good
No,
question
it
by
must be
Mukhar Ali.
different. Somehow it must be different. You can add maybe some different aspect.
Yeah,
Cannot use exactly the same.
I think so. If it is approved by NSFC, then must have to be different. If it is not approved by
Yes.
NSFC previously,
Yeah.
so then of course it has to be different.
Okay,
Uh,
if you guys allow me, can I share something about this question? Because it's important that if your project is approved from NSFC, you still can apply for other projects
mhm.
if
With the same
there is
project.
like no something like no one find out. You can still apply. But NSFC is very distinguished and very concerning about the project which are submitted to them. If it is approved, you submitted it somewhere else, the people find out, NSFC will ban you forever to apply for any project. You get the position, you cannot get an NFC, you don't have future here. So keep this in mind that you cannot use the same proposal or the modified form of any proposal which you submitted to NSFC to some other
Yeah,
funding
Musa,
agency.
so I want to know that that's what we have said. Yeah, if your project is approved, so of course we will not be able to submit that. Yeah, but if our project is like disapproved, so we are open to allow. Did you mean this one, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it is
it's the
approved,
same. If it is not approved, then you can submit it. But if it is approved, you cannot
yeah,
submit it in
that's what
any
we are
way.
talking about.
Even in the a little modification form, because the Umar he just asked about this question that
Mm-hmm.
even you will submit a project to NSFC 1 year. You do the modification and it is not approved, and you do the modification and you submit it to NSFC next year, they will reject the project and they will mention in the email that this project is already submitted previously to NSFC, because this thing happened to me. So this is a personal experience and I'm telling you.
Okay, okay,
You
thank you so
submit
much.
a project to NSFC, it is not
Yeah,
approved,
we understood.
and
We understood.
yeah. So I
Next,
just want to answer this with yeah.
yeah, thank you so much, Musa. Next, we have another question. Probably last two questions. We can take more. We have question from Mansoor Ahmed. As we use the survey data, so can we write the project on another country rather than China? Kasim Saab, would you reply this?
Sorry, I didn't
Yeah,
get you.
we have a question from Mansoor Ahmed. As we use survey data, so can we write the
Mhm.
project on another country rather than China?
It's difficult to answer. It again depends on the preference of the review.
Yeah, because I
It
think
may
so.
be a
Yeah,
good topic. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
if it's maybe relevant to the maybe Belt and Road, I think maybe you can add because China focus on Belt and Road. But if some other maybe not related to this, maybe not good idea to
So,
submit project later.
yeah, you are right. I think so. As the funding agencies belong to China, so of course they would love to see the progress for China. But of course, yeah, few other countries can be adjusted. But yeah, it is tricky to answer that. Yeah, we have one more last question. Yeah, if you have still other question and you want to ask them, you can go to that video and you can ask, you can write your questions there. So I will request Kasim Saab to answer those questions in the video comments. Can a second year postdoc apply for this NSFC projects? Yeah, I think so. They can apply as long as university is agreed. So no problem. They will extend your like in when I got my project approved, I was in the second year. So now university has extended my project in my second postdoc.
Yeah, actually, NSFC project is not only important for you; it's
Mm.
also important for your university. If you get the NSFC project, of course, your university will extend your agreement.
Okay. Yeah. So here we have Kasim Saab. Last question. What can be the mainly right in this part of RFIS2, like in the major academic achievements? I mean, what we should write in the major academic achievements?
In the major academic achievement, if you have any patent,
Okay.
okay, you need to mention. Okay, then again, the major achievement must be related to your that project which are going to submit.
Okay.
You can mention your publications. Okay, you need to show your experience. Like I again the question asked by the one someone before that
Mm-mm.
can we submit? Actually, my project rejected in 22.
Mm-mm.
I submitted the same project in 23 after some changes because my project not rejected during the evaluation. My project rejected by the defense committee.
Oh.
So, but I update that one. I did several changes in that one, nearly the same topic, but after add more results. And then the last year again, okay, it was approved during the evaluation, and then I also successfully defense. So you can use, but you must change. If 1 year rejected, next year you must change your project or update that one.
Okay, Kasim Saab, sorry for late. Yeah, it's another but important last question was asked by Michael, who said, "Yeah, you mentioned the defense of your project. Please talk about this defense. What is it and how is it going? I mean, can you tell how it is different from RFIS1?"
Yeah, the RFIS 2 and 3 different than RFIS 1. First of all, RFIS 1 only 3 reviews. RFIS 2 5 reviews.
Okay.
You need to clear your first step. All the 5 reviewers if agreed, then the NSFC invite you for project defense. Project defense last 2
Project
consecutive years.
project defense mean you need to give a PPT live.
Yes, yeah. A
Okay.
PPT, 10 minutes PPT. They give
Mm-hmm.
you 10 minutes for the PPT and then 10 minutes for questioning and answering by the reviews or the management, what they have. They have some scientists there, maybe two, three, four. They will ask some questions from you related to your project,
So
related to your PPT.
those reviewer would be asking questions in Chinese or in English.
No, in English.
Okay, okay, that's nice.
Yeah, in English, 10 minutes for your PPT and 10 minutes for questioning and answering.
Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, and thank you very much for participants to join this. And yeah, who will be able to send me the recording after? Yeah, if someone would be able, please, can you send it to me on WeChat so that I can upload? And with this, I will be uploading only that material in the video description. So you can go and you can download from that Google Drive. So with this, I will end this session. Yeah, we have still other questions. Peoples are posting, yeah, but sorry, we don't have like as we have time restrictions, so we have to stop the meeting. So you can ask these questions in that video comments. So with this, I would say thank you everyone, and hopefully we will arrange another session in March. So up till now, so I would like to say bye bye everyone. Yeah, I would upload my video to my channel, Dr. Asif Molecular Biology. So that's it. So everybody, yeah, we can leave the meeting and thank you. Thank you so much, Kasim Saab. Bye bye.
Yeah, thanks for your invitation.
Thank you so much. But maybe not in March, maybe it will late February.
Yeah,
Because
sorry,
I
but
believe
yeah,
late
but
February it would be some kind of questions already. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, thank you, Michael. Yeah, we will try our best to arrange some seminar in the end of February, but as I will not be in China, so probably it will be hard for me. So I will request any other moderator to arrange this. Yeah, although I will try my best if possible, but at least in the first week of March, it would be possible.
Thank you so much.
Okay, ji. Thank you so much. And with this, I am going to
Okay,
stop the
thank you, Dr.
recording.
Qasim and Dr. Asif Ali. Thank you.
Okay. Allah Hafiz.